I'm Stephanie Rawlings. I'm 33 years old. I have Charcot-Marie-Tooth type 1B. I've had it since birth. I have worked full-time since college, and now I presently work for the correctional system in the state of Illinois. And I have always been braced since age 4 or 5 with regular mass market bracing AFOs. You know, initially I think they helped when I was a child only because I wasn't walking at all when they put them on me. And as I became more active and grew older, I dealt with a lot of situations where my braces would snap in half, my knees were buckling, and I could be standing somewhere just talking to somebody and my legs would fall out from under me. I probably went through different times of progression where things would get a whole lot worse and then they'd get a little better and then they would get a whole lot worse. But I would probably say from age 25 or 26 that they really started going downhill with little or no improvement.
So how do they feel?
Terrible.
Why do they feel terrible?
Because I can't let go right now or my knees are going to go to the floor.
Got it. So what do you think these bracing systems you've got all your life do for you right now?
Nothing. I guess they keep my toe off the ground occasionally.
When you're swinging them, right?
Yeah.
But do they give you any standing balance?
Mm-mm. Nope. I'm hanging on right now for dear life.
Got it.
It kind of disgusts me. Yeah. All the walker, the wheelchair, and all the crap to
Get you through this, yep.
Yeah.
So I ended up at age 25 with a bracing service dog that was to help me balance and prevent falls. I was falling probably 2 or 3 times a week in the old braces. Severe falls. I'm not talking just tripping, you know, walking across the house. I'm talking about falls that hurt or resulted in injury of some sort.
She didn't help you when you're walking with those.
No, she didn't, did she? She didn't even care. She didn't even try to stand up. I know.
She's kind of confused. She don't even know how to help you without the brace.
We came out here and picked up the braces and we went through your boot camp. I can't even count the number of positive changes that we've had since I've had them. The first time I stood up was probably in the top 5 moments of my life. It was right up there after, you know, my wedding and my children being born. That had to have been one of the most emotional moments because I had experienced a feeling that I had never experienced in my life. And that was standing without feeling like I had to do anything or pay attention or hold on to something or grope for something to hold on to keep my balance. And I still love the feeling of standing up out of a chair. That will never go away. I still love that feeling where I stand up and I can almost launch out of my chair and I don't fall or do anything. Like I don't need to hold on to anything. And I can stand and talk to somebody face to face. And I can stand in one place and I'm not, you know, doing all of this and teetering and wiggling and trying to find a spot that I can get secure in. Like every spot is secure all the time. Pretty shortly after I got my braces, I was able to carry my son across the house. I hadn't done that since he was an infant, and really not even then because I didn't trust myself not to fall. So we had a stroller in the house. But I picked him up. I felt comfortable enough in my braces. I'd been in them for several months by that point. And I carried him across the house, and he looked at me like, "Who are you and what did you just do?" And he said, "Mommy, you're walking with me. You're walking with me." So even a 2.5-year-old, 3-year-old at the time maybe, can put 2 and 2 together that Mommy had a big life change. And she's doing things that she didn't do before. And so it's my hope that as he gets bigger, he won't remember the time when I couldn't do that, because I've had them long enough now, and my 8-month-old won't know that at all. We are in the middle of hiking several national parks on this trip out, and I'm trying to just think of all the things that I've done. I walked in the ocean for the first time. I couldn't stand on the beach with water running over me. And so I got to walk the beach with my son and play in the water with him and play in the waves with him. And we walked the entire French Quarter of New Orleans on a business trip in January, miles and miles. And I was carrying the new baby in a carrier on the front of me the whole time, which was pretty incredible. We've hiked numerous state parks back in Illinois, parks that I've lived within 2 hours of my whole life and haven't ever gotten to see because I couldn't do the hike. And so that's, you know, aside from just not sticking out in public anymore, that's super cool in and of itself. Not being the one that the eyes immediately go to. There's been a few times where my husband hasn't been able to pick me out of a crowd, and that's pretty cool. I was attending a church with 500 or 600 people for an event, and somebody who's known me for 15 years emailed me later that night and said, I didn't want to embarrass you today, but I just wanted you to know that I didn't realize it was you who walked in front of me today. And of course, I was ecstatic, and I was like, that wouldn't have embarrassed me. You can tell me that anytime, you know, but that was huge. I mean, this person's known me since I was a child, and they didn't realize it was me walking in front of them. And I wasn't walking 20 feet in front of them. Like, I was walking 5 or 6 feet in front of them. We have eliminated so many barriers that I just can't even look back now and think, I can't believe I did that for 30 years. And I can never go back, first of all. Like, that's just not an option. We're not ever going back to that situation. But to be able to go camping, like right now we're on a 3-week road trip camping the United States. That is insane to me that I'm able to do that with a 4-year-old and an 8-month-old. And, you know, campgrounds are not exactly handicap accessible. And so we've done trails. We just got done in Yosemite National Park. We did Arches National Park. We did Zion National Park. Actually get out of the car in these parks now and get on the trails and hike and see things up close and experience things up close and be able to have, you know, our kids have these experiences that they weren't happening before this point.